Welcome back to episode 4 of the Grandstand Boys. On this episode, we talk about the Wise Power 400 in Fontana. Personally, I liked it. We'll also talk about the Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson issue and flat tires galore, losing laps for flat tires and getting towed back riding shotgun. We'll talk about all that and more on this episode of the Grandstand Boys. What's going on, cheap seat patrons? It's your boy Brad, founder of the Grandstand Boys, sitting here recording episode 4 of the Grandstand Boys with our host, Lakin Bake. How are you, Lakin?
I am good. It was a packed house, it looked like today. Love to see that.
Love to see it. On the upswing, this new car on the upswing, everybody's excited. What do we
We
got? What do we
love.
got in store today, Lakin, for the fans?
Let's see. We're just going to talk about what we think about the race, some problems we see with the car and the tires, cautions breeding cautions, and of course, we love a rivalry, especially an in-house rivalry. So up first, Wise Power 400. What are your first thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I liked the unknowing of if you're going into a turn and the next thing you know is, oh shit, I'm sideways or I'm into the wall. I enjoy that. I enjoy them watching, like, having to drive the car for once. It's not like they keep it pegged going around the corners and, just keep her wound up on the top like they did. But they haven't been to Fontana in a couple years. But I mean, that's what would happen if they did. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the shit show, I guess is what you would say. I mean, every fan enjoys wrecks, right? As bad as you hate to
Yep.
say it, and people in the industry hate it when you say that, but it's the bottom line. It put asses in the seats. Wrecks put asses in the seats. And most of these tracks, like Fontana, are normally extremely boring to watch. That was not the case today. As
Not
you
at all.
being more of a newer NASCAR fan, what did you think of the race?
My initial thought was this is absolute mayhem. Watching them go 5 wide and just there was no rhyme or reason. There's no, oh, this it runs better going up, it runs better going down. It's just if you got a good run, you got a good run. And that was pretty cool to watch. I mean, they might hate to say it or hear it, but wrecks are exciting. Wrecks are, oh, would they just spin themselves or oh, Larson blocked Elliot. Larson blocked Elliot, and that caused a wreck. So it's like, I mean, it is what it is. Wrecks are exciting, and like you said, it puts asses in the seats. So a major problem we saw are these flat tires.
Shouldn't we run through the top 10 first?
Sure, sure. Top 10. Carson 1, Austin Dillon 2, Eric Jones
Lucky
3.
bum.
Yeah.
Bums, lots of bums up front. Suarez. I mean, I enjoy it. It's the
Suarez.
new car. Maybe not
It,
bums awards, but not your normal top 4 at
Not the
least.
normal. Yeah, that was kind of exciting to be like, oh, not your usual. And
Okay.
then, Logano 5, Almirola, and then 6th, Harvick 7th,
That's a good
Kurt
bounce back for
Busch,
him.
I think biggest comeback of the race. Daniel Hemrick 9, and then Ricky Ricky
Ricky
Stenhouse
Spinhouse.
10. He didn't wreck today though.
No, I don't know if the driver of the race goes to Kyle or Kurt Busch or if it goes to Daniel Hemrick. Daniel Hemrick was 6 laps down, I do believe, at one point in the race.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I mean, both of them. Great comebacks. That's
Oh, I
that's
agree. I
exciting
mean,
to
because
see.
Kurt Busch kind of got screwed with the pre-race inspection stuff on qualifying, fell in, I can't remember, 3 or 4 times. I don't
3
keep up
times,
with
yeah.
all that shit. I mean, obviously, I think this car is taking some nuances of the cheating out, which I kind of like that aspect of it. That's just me personally, but I understand why they did it. But I mean, the top 4. First off, it was a good showing for Chevrolet, in my humble opinion. Me being a
Yes,
Chevy guy,
correct.
but I mean, Austin Dillon, where was he at all race? I mean, it's like he pulled a Daytona, just rode around in the back, and we're here.
Pretty much.
But I mean, it was impressive. His teammate Tyler Reddick probably should have won the race. He had the best
Yeah.
car. Um,
If he
but for
hadn't blown
some
that
reason,
tire.
I mean, the left tire went flat, and then Byron, who is, in my humble opinion, maybe the most overrated driver on the track when it comes to like, oh, everybody loves him and he's so good, and that motherfucker ain't won nothing. And then he messed up and did that.
He
I mean, he
has
just
one.
got. I mean, everybody. He's won 2 or 3 races. I think he's won 3 races in his Cup career, maybe 2. You know who's got almost 2? Bubba Wallace. Put it that way. Look at it that way. When it comes to stardom, but
Touche.
I mean, I don't know. Byron had a good car too. Bowman had a good car. Um, I mean, there was Eric Jones was a pleasant surprise. I enjoy Eric Jones very much so because he kind of got screwed out of Gibbs because Christopher Bell coming up and they didn't want to lose him and yada this and that.
Yeah.
And he brings money, which I hate that. But that was a pleasant surprise. Daniel Suarez, pleasant surprise. Team technically based out of Nashville where we live. I like that. Chevy guys. Once again, they're also very, very tight with Richard Childress, and so is Petty. So they all get their. I mean, well, all the Chevrolets do their engines, but Petty, Trackhouse, Richard Childress is kind of one big, not really big organization, but they're very friendly with each other. I guess is the way to
Yeah.
put it. They have alliances, is what they use. I guess it's like they're in the. I'm trying to think of something I could come up with, like a NATO pack, but it's not NATO. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're, you get it.
Yes.
But I enjoyed it. I'm glad Joey Logano didn't win. I'm glad Team Penske didn't win because that would have been 3 in a row. I'm glad Ford didn't win. I'm glad Toyotas are blowing up left and right in their V6 cars.
Yep.
But yeah, that was it. Now let's move it on. You got to keep it in line there, woman. Keep it in line.
This is only my second time. All right, moving on. Flat tires. I mean, everyone was worried about the structure and the stability of the actual body of the car. Chase Elliott hit the wall like 5, 6 times, so I don't think it's the actual car. The tires, they just go flat, it seems, every turn. That was the most cautions were self-spins, which could be the track itself, but a self-spin resulting in a flat tire, just, I don't know. Is that
So
common?
I mean, I think a lot of people were talking about how tough these cars are, and I'm not including, like, Chase Elliott was not the tire. It was some kind of something with the rear suspension is what's causing all these issues. The independent rear suspension. It's some kind of, because you can, like, on the front of the car, like they used, or you still can. They did the toe in and toe out. That happens on the rear end too. They used to couldn't do that with the solid rear axle. This independent rear suspension bullshit with the that's what's the problem. I mean, like, nobody. I mean, obviously they should be penalized for a flat tire. Nobody should lose a lap for just having a flat tire from just a spin, having a flat tire. Nobody should lose a lap because they had to ride shotgun getting towed back to the pits because they couldn't get there because the diffuser on the back of the car, which is where all the downforce is now generated. Bing, bang, boom. I'm no engineer. I'm just a fan that just is sitting in the cheap seats, just reading what other people put out and regurgitating it back. It's just, they need to make some changes. I don't know what changes they make. Do they mandate how high the rear end rides so that if something breaks? Because they don't run interliners with these new low profile tires. They don't run the new rims and low profile tires. They used to run an interliner that would keep it somewhat inflated. At some tracks, they didn't run them at all of them, but you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. I mean, it's a clusterfuck when it happens, because they got, like I said, they got to sit there and talk to the guy. Hey man, is it just your tires that are flat, or did you break something? Okay, so it's just, let me hook this new contraption we got up on these rims, and we'll tow you back. I saw Michael Waltrip tweet that what they need to do is just have a truck with a couple seats and a jack and a couple like drills type guns, and throw the 4 team guys out there, and they go change it on the side of the damn road real quick. Like a roadside assistance, NASCAR roadside assistance. I just came up with that. He didn't put that out there.
Oh, that'd be funny.
But I mean,
I would enjoy that.
I mean, there needs to be something done because it's a clusterfuck. And if I was somebody that, obviously these cars are new, So they don't really know how they're going to react. So spinning out is perfectly fine. I understand these like the best drivers in the world, and they should get penalized, and I agree. But they shouldn't lose laps for flat tires. Bottom line, they should be able to get to the pits on a big track like I'm saying. Big track, small tracks is different. But I'm saying on a big track like this, they shouldn't have an issue if they spin out. They drop 2 tires. They should be able to get back in the pits without losing more than a lap because that's a plenty of penalty. I mean, they're getting penalized by starting in the rear of the field anyway. But they losing 2-3 laps to get towed all the way back and all this shit. So NASCAR's got to figure it out. I personally think, this is just my opinion, that they're going to try to some way work in the 15-inch rim back with a thicker tire. That's just my guess. I don't know. They might. I mean, they wholesaled this thing, so this is just coming from a fan aspect. I kind of hope they do that. I don't give a shit about the one lug nut. That doesn't matter to me. About 5-1, but just to make the racing product better as a whole, and I ain't got to sit there and watch maybe one of my maybe somebody else's driver, Brad Keselowski, whatever, riding in the back, getting towed to the fucking pits, sitting in their car. That would drive me up the wall because they're already sitting back there dragging their diffuser to the daggum. Well, I'm losing all that shit anyway, but so I still can't get there because I'm bottomed out. But that's my rant about that shit. It got under my skin. Anyway, go ahead.
And you know way more about that than me. Moving on, but continuing. Cautions breed cautions.
Mm-hmm.
We had a total of 12, and most of them were self-spins. Let's see. We had the Reddick Byron wreck, Brad Keselowski and Bubba, Chasen, Kyle.
Well, that didn't cause a wreck till a couple laps later, but that's
true.
Jury's still
And
out
then,
if that was on purpose or not.
Yeah.
I don't
All right,
care.
let's. You kind of mentioned something like that. Chase hit the wall in lap 34 and 35, and then he self spins on 38. Do you think that was on purpose?
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, I feel like there was proof in the pudding that something broke in the right rear after he hit the wall the first time. He was what Mike Joy likes to say is riding high, wide, and handsome. Like all them weirdos say, which he was on the top lane, right along the wall, hauling ass up on the high end or on the high lane, excuse me. And he just, he bit off more than he can chew and got in the wall. I think he was trying to ride it out to see what would happen, and then you could tell something was broke because they had to spin multiple. They got 3 laps down. I think it was at one point. I think he was 3 laps down. There was something broke in the rear end that caused him to spin. Now on his second spin after Larson fenced him, which he said he didn't see him. Newsflash, these new cars have fucking backup cameras in them pretty much. There's just a permanent camera on at all time. Now, I know he's probably not looking at it because he was side drafting Joey Slogano and all of that shit. But he's also got a spotter that gets paid very big money to say, hey, car high. And being a spotter is a job that I would never want. Like some people think, oh, it's super easy. It has to be the easiest job. Hell no, it ain't easy. They got to pay attention. And if something goes wrong, all the driver has to say is, oh, my spotter didn't tell me. He's a fall guy. He's a fall on the sword kind of guy. He said he didn't know he was there. Maybe he didn't. I don't feel like that's not a good enough excuse for a Chase Elliott fan, in my humble opinion, which I kind of lean towards Chase Elliott anyway, if you can't tell. I mean, he's not really my guy, but I lean his way more than Kyle Larson. But yeah, I mean, that's not a good enough answer in my humble opinion. But anyway, with the wrecks, I think he wrecked on purpose that time. I think he wrecked on purpose.
Yeah.
Because he seen him, he came back and lapped him and drove him down to the apron, showing that he was pissed, which he should have been pissed. And then he spun out, a lap later, maybe hoping that somebody else won. I don't blame the man. But anyway, we'll talk about that a little more. I was kind of getting off the rails. You gotta wrangle me and you gotta tell me to stop. I told you to stop.
You're just so good at this.
That's bullshit. We're not even in 15 minutes in yet. I don't know how long it'll be, but who cares? But anyway, what did you think about the cautions being a casual fan?
For this track, And I do think for bigger tracks, when they
This is
get
probably the
so
first time you've ever watched them race here.
yeah, I've never seen them race here. So obviously they get far apart. It kind of gets boring. So yeah, the cautions, it brings it all back. And I know I don't the was it last year they still had competition cautions? I
Well,
think
I mean, yeah,
that
they're
was
probably going to do that. Yeah, they did. They're probably going to do that
they
most of the year
did.
this year too. I mean, I don't read up
Boo.
on that. Where's Bob Pockers? But they'll probably do that all year.
That sucks.
Maybe not at
Well,
Bristol, but at the dirt race
I
they
feel
will. But
like I will say I think there's enough cautions where you don't even need that.
that's going to be a shit show too. But
And it's dirty. um I like them because it brings everyone back in, and then you get to see that first, lap around where they're all spread wide, coming up, passing each other. That's exciting. It's
gives
exciting.
everybody a piss break too, which I'm all for. If I'm in the stands drinking cold beers, get a piss break, run of the session.
Very true.
Never been to that track, but I'd have to suspect it's either top notch facilities or in the shitter, and not no in between. But yeah, if sessions are always a good bathroom break.
Then we had this wasn't a caution, but Truex got into the wall. Cindric somehow avoided it, but then he ends up hitting Larson. And I mean, they showed the footage a million times. I don't think Cindric hit Truex. Like, I think that was
He
just
used
Truex
his
tire or
he used
something.
his Jedi mind trick powers, to see the future. I mean, he is a weird looking dude, so he might have some alien in him. I don't know.
Are you talking about Austin Cindric?
Yeah, he's a weird looking dude.
It's because he shaved his head. Guys,
He's
stop
always
shaving
had
your
a shaved
heads.
head.
Has he?
I mean, he's doing good already. I mean, he has maybe 3 fans, maybe 4. I mean, obviously he's a rookie, so he doesn't have any fans, but
That's true.
he just doesn't tip the needle for me.
Yeah.
At least Blaney and Logano tipped the needle. Brad Keselowski talking out of the Ford camp. Nobody
Yeah.
else really in the Ford camp counts. Kevin Harvick, I guess.
So then we had Reddick blows a tire. Byron, he got loose and hit
He
Reddick,
said
and
he
then
said
his
on
day was
Twitter he
done.
made a mistake. Yeah, I mean, I guess he was just so focused and last second, like he's like, oh no, and just shit his pants kind of thing.
Okay, because yeah, it looked so random.
Yeah, I
um,
mean, he just made a mistake and probably came up on him faster than what he wanted and pulled the wheel too hard and it got loose. Hell, I don't know. I wasn't in the car, but
yeah,
that's
and
what it
then
looked
day
like.
over.
He
Day
shouldn't have done
over.
it though, because he had plenty of time. I'm pretty sure the caution was already out, right?
I think
Have they
so.
thrown the caution yet? Maybe not. But he still had us once again.
No, I don't think they had thrown it because I think after Byron wrecked, then they're like, oh, this is a
Yeah,
caution
no,
because
but
Reddick was
once
out of the
again,
way.
you have a fucking spotter to say, hey, dude, high lane here, drop it down low, lay off a little bit, drop it down low. The caution will come out because there was tire shit getting thrown all over the track.
Yeah,
I mean, lie to him if you got to. Get down, get down. I mean, it would have saved his day, but then he, fucked himself over. So
yeah,
I kind of blame that on spotter too. But driver spotter, maybe the spotter was saying it. I don't know. I wasn't.
yeah.
I don't listen to that, but mistake anyway. Look at it.
The Brad Keselowski and Bubba Wallace wreck. Did he hit him? I
Yeah,
can't
he showed
remember.
in. He
He
showed
did.
in.
And
I don't
then
know if
he got all wrapped up in it.
I think Keselowski might have got a little loose. And,
Hmm.
he lost some momentum, and Bubba was just trucking along and ran to the back of him. But that's what happened. He definitely bumped him and turned him. Obviously we know it's not on purpose.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, Brad Keselowski was having a pretty good day, if we're being honest, especially for somebody who moved over to a new team that has sucked the past couple of years. I mean, sucked.
Who are his teammates?
Busher, the 17 car,
Okay.
Fastenal. He's got a like a screw loose. You probably don't get that joke, but they sell
I
screw
don't.
nuts and screws at Fastenal. Fasteners. We
Oh,
talked about that
okay.
earlier today.
We did.
Fastenal. Fasten all. Get it?
Oh, yeah,
Right over your blonde head. Anyway,
correct. um, and then yeah, we have the big caution at caution number 10, I believe. Wait, was it a caution? No, I guess it wasn't.
traffic. Looking for my chapstick. What caution you talking about? When he fenced Chase?
Yeah, that didn't
Oh, there
have a
wasn't no
caution,
caution. No,
did it?
he went in the pits. Anyway, yeah, go ahead. You can ask a
That's what it
question.
was.
I'll give
Okay.
you my. I already gave a little bit of my opinion, but I'll re-say what I
Yeah,
said.
you did. Um, that's all I have. I mean, yeah, I talked earlier about the durability of the car because I mean everyone was in the wall, but their cars seem fine. They seem to hold up well.
I mean, I don't think that's holding up as well as they were pushing it. All the people from Fox and whatnot. Obviously,
Yeah.
NASCAR wants them to pump the tires up on this new car as much as possible, and the racing was good today. So it like the product it put on the track was fantastic.
Hmm.
But there's some little things they need to get fixed. Once again, there's just no way is it acceptable that you can't get back to the pits with two flat tires.
Yeah.
Bottom line. Bottom line.
But it is funny seeing them just sit there right along.
I bet they're sitting there raising hell, telling them to go, 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 go. I know I would be.
So I didn't realize that they went laps down with the flat. I guess I just
Yeah,
wasn't
Brad
paying.
Keselowski went 2 laps down for sure. I heard Mike Joy say that he went 2 laps down.
I'd be pretty pissed if I mean, there's nothing I can do.
Okay,
Ugh.
I have a question for you that we didn't talk about this. I'm going to put you on the spot. With you being a
Okay.
girl and being very aesthetic, like things of the eye catch your eye. I thought about it when we were sitting downstairs watching the race today. What do you think of the chrome numbers on the car? Like Brad Keselowski had a chrome, I think it was purple, and uh, Busher has a chrome 17. Um, so what is your opinion on the chrome numbers?
I did not realize they were chrome.
Oh, well, so that's not real good for the chrome numbers then, if you didn't
Well,
realize it.
it's not okay, I see it. It's not like it stands out. The whole car is already purple. Um, I yeah, it
So
doesn't
it's
stand
just a
out.
blah either way. What do you think about the numbers be getting slid up? That's still a hot topic.
Honestly,
I feel like some teams do it better than others.
correct. Yes, I was about to say that. So the numbers you don't have like the 48, that bright 48 when Jimmy Johnson ran, that always stood out no matter what the paint scheme. No one has that anymore. Their
Mm,
numbers blend in with the car. So it doesn't really matter where you put the number. One, you moved it up and no one's used to that, so they can't find it. And then two, you blend it in with the car. So then, yeah, it's actually really hard to see. So
Byron still has it.
but once
I
again,
just felt like correcting you.
well, but his car, but it's not the bright yellow, it's just
Hmm.
yellow.
It's neon. It's the
It
Hendrick
is?
neon yellow.
Oh. Well, besides him, but his car stands out. Like,
I agree. I would have to suspect that if it comes to marketing, the Exalta Chevrolet is probably the most noticeable, besides maybe the M&M's car, just because it's been out there forever.
and then
I mean, the
FedEx
Allied
is,
looks good, but once you, like
yeah,
if you could only see a flash of one color go by and it's red,
yeah,
you know who it is. I feel like that's the best paint scheme when it comes to marketing
yeah,
aspect of you'd know who it is by the color. As that one,
yep, yeah. And with all obviously they have different sponsors, so it does change. But it's like
except for
if
Ally.
you, yeah, if you could stick to the color, I don't know. But yeah, with the numbers, well, William Byron when he runs Liberty, isn't it a blue or
It
is it
is
the yellow
indeed. You're
still?
correct. You're at
So like I'm saying, if you want it to stand out and be easily noticeable, pick that color and stick with it no matter what.
No, I can agree because nowadays NASCAR fans know the number and really not the sponsor. Back in the 90s, they
Yeah.
late 2000s or early 2000s, they knew the sponsor because you knew that Jeff Gordon was going to be in either when it was the Rainbow 24 DuPont or when it moved to the Flamed
Yes.
24 You
And
knew
those are
that
iconic. Whereas
well,
these
they were
like
consistent. There was
yeah.
consistency is the word we're looking for. Dale Earnhardt was
Yeah.
in the black 3. Dale Jarrett was in the blue quality Ford 88.
Yeah.
Things like it's just consistency, and they just obviously don't understand why because it's so expensive to do that now,
Yeah.
and they get so much easy free marketing on Twitter and whatnot that they some companies don't see it as the investment worth it. But and I understand that.
Yeah. But I do
Like
wish. Hendrick, yellow. They just all had it, kept it. The best race I ever saw was when Jimmy Johnson retired, that last race, and they all had it. It was very cool to see all the
I
numbers.
personally think that the bright yellow looks good on Chase Elliott's car with the 9. Like
Yeah,
my helmet right here, which is from his championship helmet. I
yeah,
I think the bright, when he's running Napa anyway,
yeah,
which is at least half, I think. I think he runs it. I know he runs it more than anything. I think the
yeah.
bright yellow worked. The reason they still do it on the 24 car was because that's what Jeff Gordon did, and the 24 is technically still his. You know, it's
Yeah.
still his. When I see think
Well,
24,
he owns it now, so yeah,
yeah,
a
you're
part owner in
correct.
it.
But that's why they still do the yellow, because Exalta, that was DuPont. They changed the name to Exalta. That's still the paint company, same company, just different
Yeah,
name. I can
I
maybe
did.
see why they wouldn't want to run it on the 48, just because that was Jimmy. They still run it on the front bumper. On his front bumper, it still has the yellow
Yeah,
48.
but you can't see that.
No, I know that's just a nod to him, but no, I agree.
Maybe even the hood. Like, I don't know.
What you talking about, Willis? On the hood?
Not the hood, just the top of the car.
You
I
talking
don't know
about
what
the
that's
roof
called.
number? The roof
Roof.
number? The roof is
The
on fire,
roof.
my dear.
Oh, my brain's on
So
fire.
I guess we're wrapping it up. But like last time I did this with Corey,
Okay.
we were doing it. How would you rate the race when it come to like a case of beer? 24 beers being the best, 0 beers being the worst. Now I can only go off of because you don't drink beers, so I
Oh,
guess it'll be the Truly gauge for you, or the seltzer gauge. 24 still being the best. What would you score it from 0 beers to 24 beers? And you can do Portnoy scoring like 12.5 or 12, 12 and a quarter or whatever.
so just the scale is 0 to 24, and I can rate it however.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're just trying to base it on beers because I like beers and NASCAR fans like beers.
We like to drink. Um, 8 out of 24.
That's how much you disliked it?
I don't know. Okay, we'll do a half. I can't do these numbers. I would rather 1 out of 10. So 12.
So you're saying it's a 50% race. See, I was going to go 22 beers. This was
Really?
this was refreshing. I guess where you're still new to it, you don't understand maybe.
No. And I've also
This
never
was
seen them
such a
race here, so
refreshing
it's
race
just
because most of the time at these tracks, they are pure stinkers. I mean, boring as all get out. They have 3 cautions and it's all for the stages, and that's it. They have
okay, that's
green
true. Yeah.
green flag pit stops, and it's just a bunch of running around, and they're passing people, but it's for 20th and 21st. It's not 1 through 10. It's a big pass. I feel like they still had some dirty air issues. That's what they were talking about. These new cars are supposed to help with passing. It still didn't help that much, but it made it harder to drive, so it made them wreck more. So there was more cautions to have a chance to pass.
That's
So
true.
I think
Carl,
it was 22 natural lights, which is the creme de la creme of cold beers in my book.
well, doesn't Truly Seltzers come in a 12 pack?
They come in a case.
They do?
Yeah,
24?
yeah.
Oh. Can I change my score?
Nope. It's
But it
set.
wasn't a
It's
50.
set.
You're
No,
you're
you know the
right. There.
rules. It's set. We'll work on it next time. Like I said, you're learning. The next race at Phoenix. Well, it's at Vegas. Excuse
It's
me. It's
Vegas.
Vegas. That's right. That
Viva
could be a
Las
stinker.
Vegas.
That could Viva Las Vegas.
The Bush Brothers home race. Isn't that
Mhm.
what they always say?
Well, yeah, and for the Xfinity, they'll say, "Oh no, Gregson's from Las Vegas," and Riley Herbst, who you want to talk about somebody else's things. Riley Herbst is from Vegas, and
What a name. Herps.
better than Riley Clapp.
Sorry.
Better than Riley Clapp.
We're so bad. All right, you ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Thanks for watching, listening. We have Twitter at Grandstand Boys. Instagram, handle Grandstand Boys. What's the website, Lakin?
No website yet.
It's in the works, kids. It's in the works. Go like and subscribe and follow. We got the YouTube. This will be dropped on YouTube. We dropped this as a podcast weekly as well. We're starting to mix in some more stuff. We're going to start doing maybe some fantasy picks during, a couple days before the race. Um, Still maybe try to do some news splash and go stuff that's coming. We're trying to get a schedule going. You're growing with us as we grow, and we're just full of shit, and we hope y'all like it. So like, subscribe. Well, this will be out, and we'll be back next week with maybe even a preview show. We don't know. Like I said, we don't know. But thanks for watching, listening. Grandstand Boys, Lakin, Brad, we're out.
See ya.